Hello fellow creators, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're doing well. So as you can see from the title of this video is on how to draft a sleeve pattern. This pattern is very important for you to have because you can just use it when you want to sew your sleeves to your dresses, like this dress that I'm wearing right here. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks that you could use to get a perfect fit like this one. So yeah, this is just the dress that I made, and this is the tutorial up here. I just decided to make this video because I made a video before, but that video had like standard measurements, so I realized that it won't really like fit a lot of people, because standard measurements doesn't really go well with different body shapes, because you have different body shapes, different body sizes, different body arms and all of that. So yeah, I did tips and tricks on how to get the perfect fit when you want to cut your sleeves. So yeah, without further ado, if you want to know how I did it and how I achieved a perfect fit like this, or a loose fit, just depending on the project you're working on, then just keep on watching. I'm going to leave timestamps down below. I think, yeah, I'm going to leave timestamps down below as usual. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this video and you want us to be new, please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, and also share. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, let's just get straight into the video. Alright guys, so these are the materials you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need your pattern paper, then you're also going to need your basic bodice. So I'm just going to be using that armhole side so that I'll be able to get a perfect fit. So just go check out my video on how to draft the basic bodice if you've not checked that already. And then after that, you're just going to need your basic tools. And yeah, let's just get straight into the video. So before I started anything, I made sure that I just cut out the pattern to just fit what I wanted. So I took my widest measurement, which was my bicep. So I just added about like 6 or 7 inches to that, and yeah, I just measured that at the middle, at the top, and at the bottom, so that I'd be able to get a straight line. Then after that, I just connected those points together and I just made a straight line and cut it out like so. And then after that, I just went ahead to mark out the middle point of the pattern like so. At the length, I just marked out the middle point at the middle, the top, and at the bottom, so that I can get a straight line. Then after that, I just connected the points together. So then after that, what you want to do is that you want to mark from your sleeve head to your bicep. So this one, in order for you to be able to get an accurate measurement, what you want to do is that you want to use your basic bodice. So there's this chart that I came across. It's like standard measurements for like different sizes. So you could either follow this, but if you want to be sure that you're following your actual measurements, then you can just go ahead to get your basic bodice. So what you want to do when you get your basic bodice, just want to take your table like so, and then you want to start all the way from that part like so. Can you see? So what you're just going to do is that you're just going to put your table in and just try to make and form the shape of the armhole. Do you understand? So you just want to do that, and then whatever measurements you get at the end of at the top like so, that is going to be the full length of your armhole. Do you understand? So whatever measurements you get, that is what you're going to use divided by 2. You're going to divide that by 2, and then you're going to put that as your sleeve head to bicep. I hope that makes sense. So for this one, I'm just measuring the armhole for the back. So you know that because the armhole for the front, we there is like a few changes from the, like there's a few differences between the uh, armhole for the front and the armhole for the back, but you don't want to use the back as the gauge that you're going to use to determine the length. You still want to just use your front, but I just wanted to make sure that the disparity, that the difference wasn't too much, and it wasn't too much, so I just went ahead to just use the one for my front panel. So then after that, like once you get that measurement, you just want to divide that by 2, and then whatever measurement you get, then that is your that is what you're supposed to use for your sleeve head to your bicep. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is that you want to ensure that you leave half an inch at the top of the pattern, because as you will see here, we're going to be adding seam allowance all around the pattern. So you want there to be that space. Okay, so as you can see, I did not do that at first, so I just had to like use the top of the pattern. So as you can see, I'm just canceling it just to show you that I'm canceling that part. So what you just want to do is that you just want to like measure from the top of your pattern. You want to measure half an inch all the way, or it could be 0.25 inches. It depends on how many inches that you want to use as your seam allowance. So you just want to leave that space there so that you won't have to like trace it out on another pattern. This is like a rule of mine. I don't know why I forgot that date, but yeah, so that's just that. So okay, so then after that, next thing you want to do is that you want to go ahead to measure your whatever measurement you got, you divide it by 2, and then you measure it from the top of the pattern on the straight line like so. Can you see that? And as you can see, it was quite accurate, because what they suggested for my size was actually what I like got when I measured my armhole. So yeah, that is just good for that. So you just want to like make sure that you can just like compare it, whatever measurements you get for your basic bodies, then you could just compare it to this chart here, because I am a lot of people swear by it. So you just want to like consider that. And then that is going to serve as your bicep line. Okay, so from that point on, you want to go ahead to measure your bicep. Okay, so how do you measure your bicep? What you want to do is that you want to get your bicep measurement, and then after that you divide it by 2. Okay, so whatever measurement you get when you divide it by 2, you want to align it with the middle line. Okay, so then after that you just want to measure the top of the table at the left side, and then you want to measure your full bicep measurement at the right side. Okay, so what this will do is that it's just going to enable you to get the full measurement of your bicep. Do you understand? So you're going to have half measurements on each side of the pattern, because you know when it gets to be folding this. So yeah, you want to get your full measurements. So once you do that, then you just want to connect those 2 points together. You want to roll a straight line connecting those 2 points together. You want to stop at that point exactly. Okay, so then after that, what you want to do next is that you want to go ahead to do the exact same thing for your bicep, for your elbow, and for your wrist. And so as you can see, you just want to measure from the top of the sleeve head, which is going to be like your shoulder. You want to measure from your shoulder to your elbow, and then you just want to measure that vertical measurement on that straight line like so. And then the way we did for the bicep line, you just want to get your elbow measurements, divide it by 2, align the half measurements with the middle line, and then just mark the top of the tape roll and the full measurement of your elbow, and then just connect the line together exactly the way we did for the bicep. And then you just want to do the exact same thing for the wrist line as well. So now, because of the way the sleeve is, you want to ensure that there is enough space at the top of that part, where the sleeve head and the bicep, meet, because we're going to be joining it in like a triangular form. So you want to make sure that there's enough space there. So what I just want to do is I just want to add more ease. Okay, so that you'll be able to like raise your shoulder up and you'll be able to like raise it down, and there will be allowance for movement and your sleeve part. So what I just want to do is I just want to add half an inch on each side of the bicep line like so. And then once you do that, then you're just going to go ahead to connect it together like so that there's just enough ease around that part. So once you're done with that, then you just want to connect all of the lines together. You want to connect the bicep line to the elbow line, you want to connect it to the waist and to the wrist line, and then you want to do that on the other side as well. And then after you do that, then you're just going to connect the bicep to the sleeve head like so. Okay, so that will just give you the sleeve silhouette that we're going to be working with. Okay, all right, so before you start anything, you want to divide the sleeve. You want to divide it into the back panel and the front panel. Okay, so what we're going to do next after we do that is that we're going to go ahead to start creating the curves at the sleeve head part. So the first thing I want to do is I want to measure the line of that front line like so. Okay, and once you measure it from the biceps all the way to the top of the head. Okay, you want to ensure that you're not adding the same allowance part. Okay, don't add the same allowance part, just add where that and where the head starts. Once you get that measurement, you're just going to go ahead to divide it by 4. And then once you divide it by 4, whatever measurements you get, you're just going to be marking it all the way from the bicep line. Okay, you're going to be marking it all the way till you get to the top of the head, and you should have up to 3 points. Okay, once you mark 1 point. After you mark that 1 point, then you start again from that point that you just marked. You mark another point, and then after you mark it again, then you're going to start from that point that you just marked, and then you mark another point. Okay, so you should do this until you have a total of 3 points. Okay, so then after that, you want to go ahead to get the point that is closest to the bicep like so. And then after that, you want to mark half an inch inwards. Okay, so you want to be careful about the way you place your tape roll. You don't want to place it like this. No, you want to ensure that your tape roll is aligning with the line. Can you see that? You want to make sure that your tape roll is aligning with the line. So then after you do that, you just want to mark half an inch upwards. Can you see that? Very good. And then once you do that, you're just going to go ahead to go to the point that is closest to the sleeve head, and then you just want to mark 0.75 inches outwards like so. So remember, you should align your tape properly. Don't align it anyhow. Align it with the line that connecting the sleeve head and the bicep together. You just want to mark it 0.75 inches outwards, like so. And then once you're done with that, you just want to go ahead to connect all of those points together. So there's a point at the middle, as you can see. So you just want to connect all those points together, like so. All right, so that is that for the front panel, and it's time to go ahead to do the back panel. So for the back panel, you want to measure that line again, like so. You want to measure that line the way you did for the front panel, but for this one, we're going to be dividing the full measurements. We're going to be dividing it into three rather than dividing it into four. Okay, so you just want to get the full measurements. You want to divide it by three, and then you just want to mark it starting from the bicep line as well. And then whatever measurements you get, then you're just going to be marking that until you get 2 points. Okay, for the front panel, we're going to be getting 3 points, but for the back panel, we're going to be getting 2 points. And this is different because of the way we draft our basic bodice. You know that the armhole line is different from the way we draft the back panel, so that is why we have to put that into consideration when we are drafting our sleeve pattern as well, because it has to correlate. Okay, so we can't do the exact same thing for the two sides. They have to be different, because when we're drafting the basic bodice, it has to be different. And what is the main basis for this? The main basis for this is because, you know, at our back we have more room there, so we want like that part to be wider than the front panel. I explained this in detail in my basic bodice pattern, so just go watch that if you've not already. So you just want to mark it. So as you can see, I have 2 points now. So then after that, what you want to do is I want to measure from the bicep line to the first point that you've created. Okay, the bicep line to the first point that is closest to the bicep line, as you can see. So then after you measure that, you're going to divide it into two. Okay, and divide that into two, and then whatever measurements you get, you're going to measure from the bicep line. You're going to mark that measurement. And then after you do that, you're just going to go ahead to that point, that a middle point that you just marked there. You're just going to measure 0.25 inches inwards. Okay, so when I mean inwards, that means it's inside the triangle, but when it's outwards, that means it's outside the triangle. Just putting that out there. So yeah, then after that, you just want to go ahead to go to the point that is closest to the sleeve head, and then you just want to mark 0.75 inches outwards. Okay, so you just want to mark 0.75 inches outwards. And then yeah, that is just that for that. So once you're done with that, you just want to go ahead to connect all those points together using your French curve, and yes, you have your sleeve pattern. So what you just want to do is that you just want to mark your seam allowance all around your pattern, like so. You want to mark it at the bicep line, at the elbow line, at the wrist line, as well as the curve. So you just want to like get your French curve, and you just want to try your best to just, you know, arrange it in a way that it would be half an inch. So yeah, that's just what you want to do all around it, all around your pattern. And then for the hem, I just decided to leave 1 inch for hem in allowance. So as you can see, I just marked it and then I just connected it like so. And yeah, we're basically done with the sleeve pattern. But wait, there's something we're missing. Who can tell me what it is? The Grainline. Yes, it is the Grainline. So I have a detailed video just explaining what Grainline is, how Grainline is important. So if you're watching this video and you've not checked that out, please go check it out. It was linked up there and it's also in my description box. So as you can see, I'm just adding my Grainline. So what I'm just doing is that I'm just going to that center front line and I'm just marking 2 inches like so. So that is going so that is what is going to serve as my Grainline. That is what is going to serve as my guide when I'm, you know, cutting out this pattern in on my fabric, so that I'll be able to get a straight pattern piece and all of that. So yeah. And I also have a project coming up soon, so I wanted a sleeve that has like just a straight hand, like it's not like fitted. So I just decided to, you know, seize this opportunity and just make a sleeve that has like, you know, a straight hand. So as you can see, I just measured the bicep line, like the full measurements of the bicep line, and then I'm just going to go ahead to mark that on the wrist line like so. So as you can see, I'm just, you know, transferring that same measurement all the way to the wrist line so that I'll be able to get like a straight sleeve. So yeah, that's just what I did. So this is just like killing two birds in one stone. So honestly, I wish I do this for the trouser pattern as well. If you're sewing any, like if you're making any like basic pattern and you, that you feel like you would want like just a free silhouette, a straight silhouette, then you could just do that while you're like drafting the actual pattern, so that you just kill two birds in the same stone. So as you can see, once I measured it on the bottom part on the waistline, I just went ahead to connect it to the to the bicep line like so, and voila, I had my straight hand sleeve. So yeah, that is just that for this tutorial. So if you did what I did and you wanted, a straight hand silhouette as well, so you just want to cut it out, you just want to cut out the straight hand silhouette first, and then you want to go ahead to trace it out on fresh pattern paper, and then you just cut out the fitted one like so, and voila, you are done with your sleeve pattern. And this is what both of them look like. So I'm really excited for this, and yeah, I just went ahead to label it, and yeah, that's just that for this tutorial. All right, so that is it for this tutorial. I hope it was easy for you to follow. If you have any questions regarding anything at all, then you can just leave a comment down below and I will reply you. And also, if you enjoyed this video and you're going to recreate it and use this tutorial to make your sleeve pattern, then please let me know, okay, so that I can just be happy, so that yeah, like someone used my tutorial and all of that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.